Let's dive into Kanban boards. This is an introduction to setting up and managing effective visual boards for agile teams. Kanban is a visual workflow management method. It helps teams visualize their work, limit work in progress, and maximize efficiency. The key principles of Kanban are: first, visualize the workflow; second, limit work in progress, also known as WIP; third, manage flow; fourth, make process policies explicit; and fifth, implement feedback loops. A Kanban board consists of 4 core components. First, columns, also known as workflow stages, are vertical lanes that represent different stages in your workflow process. They visualize the status of work items as they progress. For example, you can have columns like to do, in progress, testing, and done. Second, cards, also known as work items, are individual units of work that move through the workflow. Each card represents a task, a user story, a feature, or other work item. For example, implement login feature or fix navigation bug. Third, WIP limits are constraints on the number of work items allowed in each column. They help prevent overloading and identify bottlenecks in the workflow. For example, in progress maximum 3 or testing maximum 2. Fourth, swim lanes are horizontal lanes that categorize work items across all columns. They are used to separate different types of work, teams, or priorities. For example, high priority maintenance or new features. Here are the steps to set up your first Kanban board. Step 1. Map your workflow by identifying the stages that work passes through from start to completion in your team or project. When mapping your workflow, start simple with 3 to 5 columns, include a backlog for upcoming work, and add a done column for completed items. Step 2. Define card types by determining what work items will be represented on cards and what information each card should contain. Your card elements should have a clear title and description, an assignee or owner, a due date or time frame, and priority indicators. Step 3. Establish WIP limits by setting maximum numbers of items allowed in each column to prevent overloading and maintain flow. As a guideline, start with 1 to 2 items per person, adjust based on team capacity, and make limits visible on the board. Let's look at some popular digital Kanban tools. First, Trello, which is a simple visual tool that makes it easy to manage projects and organize anything. Key features include an intuitive drag-and-drop interface, power-ups for added functionality, mobile apps for on-the-go management, and a free tier available. Second, Jira, which is a robust project management tool designed specifically for software development teams. Key features include advanced workflow customization, detailed reporting and analytics, integration with development tools, and agile metrics and burn-down charts. Third, Microsoft Planner, which is a task management tool integrated with the Microsoft 365 suite for seamless collaboration. Key features include integration with Teams and Office 365, a schedule view for timeline planning, task assignments with notifications, and it is included with Microsoft 365 subscriptions. Choose a tool that matches your team's complexity needs and integrates with your existing workflow systems. Some of the best practices for using Kanban boards include: first, limit work in progress to prevent multitasking and context switching, which improves flow and helps identify bottlenecks quickly. For the best results, start with a WIP limit of N-1, where N is the number of team members working in that stage. Second, measure and manage flow by tracking key metrics like lead time, cycle time, and throughput to understand your team's performance and identify improvement opportunities. Third, make policies explicit. Clearly define and display the rules that govern your Kanban system, including entry and exit criteria for each column and work item priorities. For example, the testing column exit criteria can be all acceptance criteria verified, no critical bugs, and documentation updated. Fourth, conduct regular board reviews by scheduling daily stand-ups around the Kanban board and conducting regular retrospectives to identify improvement opportunities in your workflow. Conduct daily 15-minute stand-ups, bi-weekly retrospectives, and monthly system reviews for continuous improvement. Here are some key Kanban metrics to track. First, lead time, which is the total time from when a work item is requested and enters the system until it is delivered and exits the system. Lead time is calculated as date completed minus date requested. Second, cycle time, which is the amount of time a work item spends in active development, from when work begins until it is completed. Cycle time is calculated as date completed minus date started. Third, throughput, which is the number of work items completed per unit of time, usually per day or per week. Throughput is calculated as the number of items completed divided by the time period. Fourth, flow efficiency, which is the ratio of active work time to the total lead time, showing how efficiently work items flow through your system. Flow efficiency is calculated as active time divided by lead time, times 100%. Let's discuss some common challenges and solutions when using Kanban boards. One challenge is stagnant cards, which are work items that get stuck in one column for extended periods, creating bottlenecks and reducing flow. To solve this, implement aging indicators like color changes for cards that remain in a column too long. Set up expedite lanes for blocked items and establish regular blocker resolution meetings. Another challenge is ignoring WIP limits, where teams bypass work in progress limits, leading to multitasking, context switching, and reduced productivity. To solve this, make WIP limits visually prominent on the board. Require team discussion and explicit approval for any exceptions. Track and review instances when limits are exceeded. Another challenge is inconsistent card sizing, where work items vary dramatically in size, making flow unpredictable and metrics less meaningful. To solve this, break down large items into smaller, more manageable pieces. Establish guidelines for maximum card size and provide templates for consistent card creation. Another challenge is lack of board refinement, where boards become outdated or don't evolve with changing team processes and project needs. To solve this, schedule regular board reviews, either monthly or quarterly, to evaluate and adjust columns, WIP limits, and policies. Collect team feedback on board effectiveness. For your next steps, start with a simple board, focus on visualizing your workflow, and gradually introduce WIP limits and metrics. Remember that Kanban is about continuous improvement. Evolve your board as your team learns. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.